head down the start-finish straight to take this lap, get this race started.
Yeah, and get the first race of this season going and rocking and rolling. I don't think these drivers will want to do the rolling over part, but I think they will be ready to rock it here for season number 3. There's already contact a little bit farther in the back. Someone popped up a wheelie. It is a very hectic start. They nearly went 4 wide there, but the green flag's that, and the drivers are on their way. Looking like a good start there from Antonio Reese. Looked like Dan Witzak was maybe going to try and size up and move a little bit farther in the back as Daniel Tufts looked back going for a move on Fortolo down into turn number 1. There's some drivers a little bit further in the back. That's Buchanan in the number 5 car, currently hounding around Felix Samoa's in the 31. A very hectic start, and I'm surprised we didn't have a big pileup coming to the green. I'm not sure if you saw it. Thankfully, I don't think we'll have to worry about that here at the Red Bull Ring. For round number 2 of the Formula Ford Weekend, Warriors at pace cars made the turn to come down pit lane. The field now in the hands of our pole sitter of Daniel Tufts, waiting for that green flag to come out, which it has now, and the drivers are on their way. That's a good start, a good jump there from Daniel Tufts. Gonna try and lead them comfortably down into turn number 1. The drivers fan out side by side and 3 wide, a little bit farther in the back of shots, but Tufts getting off to a commanding start. He'll lead them coming out of turn number 1. They're side by side, 3 wide, still coming out of the turn. Turn 1 being a choke point, but I think turn 3 will be the source of contention.
Yeah, absolutely right. But clean start. We didn't have anybody, any major catastrophes through 1. So we'll watch them as they head down in 3. Looks like they're trying to spread out 2 to 3 wide.
Oh, contact being made. Yeah, more contact being made. Bumper cars down into turn number 3. Oh, is there 3 wide coming out of the turn? These drivers, I mean, I can't necessarily say that I was expecting it to be 100%. We'll be able to handle this run down to turn number 1 as the green flag is out. Tufts with a very early jump, and we are racing here at Summit Point. It's a big start and a big lead for Tufts as the drum was already going to go on a little bit farther in the back. Look at Kabanka, maybe trying to stick it 3 wide already into the turn, not able to get that move done. That would have been gutsy if he tried to go for that, but he thankfully backs out. It's gonna be some fun here. It's a ring in the weekend. Have a little bit of fun here on this summer afternoon. We're in the air conditioning here in the broadcast booth. These drivers are in air fryers out here, and let's see how it shakes out here for round number 4 of the Formula Ford Weekend Warriors as a green flag's out and the drivers are on their way. Looking like a pretty good start for Jerome Rademacher. He'll try and lead them comfortably down into turn number 1. That's a good start from Samoa's as well. Gets the jump on Pollard side by side and 3 wide. They head their way down the hill off into turn number 1 for the first time. It's Rademacher leading. However, they're still side by side racing all throughout this field.
Yep, so far so good. Everybody's kind of worked their way through. We're still in the S's here, so let's keep an eye out. It's always a little bit dangerous as the cars are trying to situate themselves, get them single file. Looks like we've accomplished it. Yeah, that's it. Everybody through. We'll come down to the bus stop for the first time.
They made it through the first few turns, but now that we get into the bus stop, this is the huge choke point. These drivers need to take it easy, walk around this section of the track, basically like they're walking on eggshells on a landmine field. It is not a good situation heading off through there at the very start. It's gotten off to a very good start. Pit lane, the field now hands of our pole sitter. The green flag's out, and the drivers are on their way. Looking like a very good start there from Christian Kabanka. He'll try and lead them comfortably down into turn number 1. Felix Samoa's looking to get some moves done as well. He jumps into second, side by side and 3 wide. They head their way all through the opening series of corners. A good start from Kabanka, a good one there from Samoa's, and also a pretty nice jump from your now P3 runner, James Becker.
Yeah, good start by everybody. We did have 1 car that make moves, so we'll keep an eye on everything as we're getting ready to start our 40 minutes here with the Formula Fords that we're going to segment.
That green flag's out, and the drivers are on their way. It's a good start from Tufts. He's got to try and pull away from everybody else behind and leave them in his dust. But as they crest the hill, make their way through turn number 1, now into the braking zone of 2. This will be the spot where these drivers try and throw a wheel down the inside. Let's see who's going to make it work. That's Jason Chen trying to make up some moves there in the Spec 2 category. The drivers start this race in P9. He has a dominant run up to this point in the championship. He still wants to gain some more points and round off this first half of the season in style. But the front, Daniel Tufts getting off to a dream start. Soren Garrett's slotted in P2s. That's a spinner behind. That's Mario Ross. He's spun off the truck in the number 78 car. Big moment down to 4. turn street course storied in the world of American motorsports. That's going to be Daniel Tufts, the reigning champion, leading us to green. Simon Ball, first time we've seen him in a little bit here in the series. He usually excels at these tricky tracks. Let's see what he'll be able to do today as the pace cars come down pit lane. The field now in the hands of our front row sitters as a green flag is out, and the drivers are on their way as a fan out 2x2 and 3 wide a little bit farther in the back. Gonna be a drag race between Ball and Tufts as they head their way through into turn number 1. Who's going to win out in this battle? Last late breakers into the turn. Look at that, the dive contact being made. Christopher Cash running into the back of the one of Daniel Tufts. Contact being made big time off into the turn. Thankfully though, the 50 of Cash still running strong. He gets a tap up the back as well, down to the fan section, the choke point as well, catching out more drivers behind. That, I believe, unless I'm very much mistaken, right there at the back is going to be Daniel Verone getting struck by falling anvil. I think he may have been joined in all that drama by John Toms. As we see, that's Verone missing a front nose cone. Some rhinoplasty definitely needed on that car. Clean. So let's see how this race is going to go here for round number 8 of the Formula Ford Weekend Warriors here at VIR. That pace car now trundling its way down pit lane. The field trundling their way down this start-finish straightaway, waiting for that green flag to come out, which it has now, and the drivers are on their way. It's messy at the back. It's chaos at the front as side-by-side racing going to flare up. Heading down to turn number 1, we may be able to make that 3-wide action. Yes, we will. 6 cars, a 6-pack of Formula Fords down to turn number 1. That's going to be Pollard holding on to the race lead. Joiner still fighting back on the outside there of Felix Samoas as they crane their way into turn number 2 through 3 in a couple of moments time. This small braking zone may not seem like much on paper, but he can stick a wheel down the inside and get some moves done. Clearing at the front is Pollard. That's going to be Joyner jumping into second. Felix Samoas rounds out your top 3 side-by-side racing. Going to go on right behind all throughout this field. Everybody wants to get a good start here at VIR and get off to a flyer before we head off into that flyer of the backstretch. As it is, doesn't mean it's still not going to be burning hot, but ready to get this burning hot race up and rolling for round number 9. The green flag is out and the drivers are on their way. Sean Doyle getting off to a flyer. Look at Felix Samoas getting off to a good start as well. Daniel Tufts getting chewed up and spat out as they head their way down into turn number 1. Hell corner can be hell for these racers. Let's see who's going to give it hell heading off through there. Looking at some side-by-side racing right behind. That's Juan Garcia and Kevin Adrian, I believe, duking it out as here comes the squab. That right there is Daniel Tufts and Felix Samoas battling as they head their way down the mountain straightaway off into turn number 2 in a couple of moments time as they go 3 wide, forming behind these racers, giving each other a hell at the start of this race.
Yeah, so good start. Nobody dropped off. So we've got, everybody clean and green to start the race.